Hello, Mark. I'm Austin, and number 9, and I'm going to read vocabulary book, chapter 11 and 12. Page 58. Chapter 11, 10 words in context. In the space provided, write the letter of the meaning closest to that of each bold-faced word. Use the context of the sentences to help you figure out each word's meaning. Number 1. Blatant. Score's smoking is blatant. Not only does he light up everywhere, but his clothes smell of smoke, and his fingers are stained with nicotine. The company's disregard of the environment is blatant. It makes no effort to stop polluting coastal waters with garbage. A. Unmistakable. B. Scramble. C. Not noticeable. Blatant means A. Unmistakable. 2. Blights. Nothing has cursed our country more than the blight of drugs. There are two ways of looking at TV, as a blight that stores the mind or as a valuable source of information. A. Something that assists. B. Something very obvious. C. Something that harms. Blight means C. Something that harms. Number 3. Contrive. My 8-year-old son could write a book titled 101 Ways I Have Contrived to Stay Up Past My Bedtime. Jill has to contrive a way to get a day off from work for her friend's wedding. She's already used up her vacation time. A. To think up. B. To mess up. C. To avoid. Contrive means A. To think up. Number 4. Garble. The typesetter accidentally garbled the newspaper story, giving the reader only a messed up article. The company had garbled the bike's assembly instruction so badly that we were constantly confused about which step to do next. A. To read. B. To lose. C. To jumble. Garble means C. To jumble. Number 5. Gaunt. Abraham Lincoln's beard made his gaunt face look fuller. Sharon's eating disorder, called anorexia nervosa, has made her so gaunt that she looks like a working skeleton. A. Very thin. B. Wide. C. Confused. Gaunt means A. Very thin. Number 6. Gloves. The coach told his team, "There's only one thing worse than a sore loser, and that's a mean winner. Don't gloves." Neil's sister always tattles on him, and then glows when he's punished, saying, "I told you so." A. To apologize fully. B. To be overly self-satisfied. C. To pay back. Glows means B. To be overly self-satisfied. 7. Immaculate. It's amazing that while Caroline always appears immaculate, her apartment often seems very dirty. Don't expect a child to come home from a birthday party with immaculate clothing. Children usually manage to get as much birthday cake on their clothing as in their mouths. A. Uncomfortable. B. Spotless. C. Soiled. B. Immaculate means B. Spotless. A. Plagiarism. When the author saw a movie with the same plot as one of her novels, she sued for plagiarism. The teacher warned her student that using an author's exact words as one's own is plagiarism. A. Creativity. B. The stealing of ideas. C. Planning. Plagiarism means B. The stealing of ideas. 9. Qualm. Larry is so honest that he has qualms about telling little white lies. For instance, it bothers him to say he likes a friend's new haircut when he really doesn't. After hiding Lori's bike as an April Fool's joke, I began to have qualms. What if she thought it was stolen and called the police? A. A guilty feeling. B. A proud memory. C. A clever plan. Qualm means A. A guilty feeling. Number 10. Retaliates. When I broke my sister's stereo, she retaliates by cutting the cord of my Sony Walkman earphones. When Ron refused to pay his little sister for washing his car, she retaliates by washing it again with its windows open. Retaliates means revenge. Matching words with definitions. Following are definitions of the 10 words. Clearly write or print each word next to its definition. The sentences above and on the previous page will help you decide on the meaning of each word. Number 1. 9. Qualm. An uneasy feeling about how right or proper a particular action is. Qualm. 2. 4. Garble. To miss out or confuse, as a story or message. Scramble. Garble. Number 3. 6. Gloat. To feel or express delight or self-satisfaction, often spitefully. Gloat. Number 4. 2. Blight. Something that weakens, damages, or destroys. Blight. Number 5. Plagiarism. Using someone else's writing or ideas as one's own. Plagiarism. Number 6. Contrive. To plan cleverly. To plan cleverly. Think up. Contrive. Number 7. 10. Retaliate. To return an injury for an injury. Pay back. Retaliate. Number 8. 1. Blatant. Very obvious, often offensively so. Blatant. Number 9. 7. Immaculate. Perfectly clean. Immaculate. Number 10. 5. Gaunt. Thin and bony. Gaunt. Sentence check 1. Using the answer line provided, complete each item below with the correct word from the box. Use each word once. A. Blatant. B. Blight. C. Contrive. D. Garble. E. Gaunt. F. Gloat. G. Immaculate. H. Plagiarism. I. Qualm. J. Retaliate. Number 1. An immaculate house may be a sign that someone has nothing better to do than clean. G. Immaculate. Number 2. B. Blight. Child abuse is an awful blight on the physical and mental health of our youth. Number 3. F. Gloat. My aunt refuses to drive Mr. Elson to bingo because he grows so much when he wins, which is often. 4. A. Blatant. The F's and G's on my brother's report card are blatant evidence of how little he has studied this term. 5. C. Contrive. Emilio still hopes to contrive a way to get Rita to go out with him, even though she's refused him 4 times. 6. Garble. When my friend Jamie left a message with my little brother, inviting me to go to the mall, he garbled it so badly that message I got worse. Jamie wants you to go play ball. 7. Retaliate. Every time the Hatfields harmed the McCoys, the McCoys would retaliate, so the feud went on for years. 8. Gaunt. Refused after being lost at sea for 9 days. The men were terribly gaunt, but they put on weight rapidly. 9. Qualm. My parents say it is foolish to give spare change to panhandlers, but I always feel a qualm when I walk by them and give nothing. 10. Plagiarism. Mark Twain joked the charges of plagiarism were ridiculous because no one can be completely original. He wrote, "We mortals can create, we can only copy." Sentence check 2. Using the answer line provided, complete each item below with 2 words from the box. Use each word once. 1 to 2. G. Immaculate. A. Blatant. The living room looked immaculate except for a lump under the carpet. A blatant sign that my son had taken a shortcut in cleaning up. Number 3 and 4. J. Retaliates. I. Qualm. After a bully struck him, Giles wanted to retaliate by throwing a rock, but he had qualms about doing anything so dangerous. Number 5 to 6. E. Gaunt. C. Contrive. The little girl was so gaunt after her illness that her parents carefully contrived fattening meals that were sure to arouse her appetite. Number 7 to 8. H. Plagiarism. D. Garble. At least I know you aren't guilty of plagiarism, said my teacher. Nobody else would have garbled the report so badly that it's impossible to follow. Number 9 to 10. B. Blights. F. Goats. Willie is a blight on our school. Not only does he start fights with opposing players on the basketball court, but he also goes after his bench, as if he's proud of causing such turmoil. In fact, although he's a great player, the coach is pondering kicking him off the team. Final check. A cruel teacher. Here's a final opportunity for you to strengthen your knowledge of the 10 words. First, read the following selection carefully. Then fill in each blank with a word from the box at the top of the previous page. Context clues will help you figure out which word goes in which blank. Use each word once. It has been 20 years since I was in Mr. Breer's 10th grade biology class, but I still get nervous thinking about it. Mr. Breer was a tall, gaunt man who resembled the skeleton at the back of the room. His meanness was blatant. For his most difficult questions, he would call on the shyest kids, those most vulnerable to the pain of embarrassment. And when they nervously gobbled their answers, he would gloat, as if their poor performance were a personal victory for him. The discomfort of some of his victims was almost tangible, nearly as solid as the wooden pointer, which he sometimes loudly slammed across his desk, just to shock us. He seemed to contrive situations just to make us miserable. For example, if our fingernails were not immaculate, we were sent out of class, as if we needed clean hands to descend a frog. One time, I worked extremely hard on paper for class, but he accused me of plagiarism. He said I must have copied it because I was too dumb to write anything that good. Without a qualm, he gave me an F, which ruined my average and demoralized me for the rest of the year. All of our students would imagine ways to get even with him, but we were too afraid to retaliate. Why a teacher like that was allowed to continue teaching was an enigma to us, one I still have not figured out. In all the years since, I've never met a person who was such a blight on the teaching profession. Okay, next chapter, chapter 12. 10 word parts in context. Figure out the meanings of the following 10 words, parsed by looking closely and carefully at the context in which they appear. Then, in the space provided, write the letter of the meaning closest to that of each word part. Number 1. 8. Teachers often find it difficult to motivate students to learn eagerly. The TV history series fascinated viewers with such details as the 17th century English Children's Hospital that gave each child 2 gallons of beer per week. A. Cause to become. B. Call. C. And. The word part 8 means A. Cause to become. Number 2. Bio. Helen Keller wrote a touching autobiography titled The Story of My Life. Biology is the science of living things, both plants and animals. A. Ben. B. Life. C. Partly. The word part bio means B. Life. Number 3. Clam. In 2001, American theater critics acclaimed the producers, which won 12 Tony Awards, as the best musical of the year. The exclamation point emphasizes passionate, sudden, and surprised outcries, such as "Ah!" and "Let's hurt." The A. Cry out. B. Father. C. Partly. The word part clam or clam means A. Cry out. Number 4. Fin. The final word in many prayers in Amen, which means may it be so. Oh, ah, the crowd exclaimed, enjoying the spectacular 5-minute finale. Let's close the 4th of July fireworks display. A. Strong. B. Toward. C. And. The word part fin means C. And. Number 5. Flex. Gymnasts must be extremely flexible so that they can bend their bodies into many positions. When they enter church, Catholics genuflex, that is, they bend one knee as a sign of reverence. A. Bend. B. Father. C. Person. The word part flex or flex means A. Bend. Number 6. Fork. The burglar forcibly entered the home by breaking the kitchen window. The children made a high wall of play snow to fortify themselves against a snowball attack by the kids across the street. A. Person. B. Direction of. C. Strong. The word part fork. The word part fork or force means C. Strong. Number 7. Hung. We have done all that is humanly possible to save your grandmother's life, said the doctor. A resident of the shelter for the homeless complained, the treatment here is not human. We want to be treated like people, not objects. A. In the direction of. B. Having to do with people. C. Call. The word part hung means B. Having to do with people. Number 8. Patrick. Mike just became a father, so he is taking 6 months paternity leave to help care for a baby. Patriotism was so strong, the soldiers willingly risked their lives to defend their fatherland. A. Partly. B. Toward. C. Father. The word pater and patry means C. Father. Number 9. Sammy. My grandfather is only semi-retired. He works part-time as a plumber. I use semi-sweet chocolate in my frosting to keep it from being too bitter or too sweet. A. Partly. B. Of living things. C. Toward. The word part semi means A. Partly. Number 10. Word. Not everyone at the fair looked skyward in horror as the colorful hot air balloon exploded. The children tried walking to school backward, but gave up before even reaching the end of their block. A. Call. B. In the direction of. C. Of living things. The word part word means B. In the direction of. Number 1. 5. Flex, bend. Flex. Number 2. Semi, partly, half, semi. Number 3. Bio, life of living things, bio. Number 4. Patry, father, patry. Number 5. AIDS, course to become, AIDS. Number 6. Word, in the direction of, toward, word. Number 7. Clam, call, cry out, clam. Number 8. Fork, strong, fork. Number 9. Hum, person having to do with people, hum. Number 10. Fin and fin. Sentence check 1. Using the answer line provided, complete each italicized word in the sentences below with the correct word part from the box. Use each word's part once. A. Eight. B. Bow. C. Clam. D. Fin. E. Flex. F. Fork. G. Hum. H. Patry. I. Sammy. J. Word. Number 1. Exclaim. Little Jesse loudly exclaimed that his father was the smartest man on the block. Number 2. Biorhythm. A biorhythm is any cycle of periodic changes in life, such as daily changes in body temperature. Number 3. Patricide. The jury found the disturbed young man, who had shot his father, guilty of patricide. Number 4. Homeward. After a cold, rainy weekend of camping, the Boy Scouts were relieved to head homeward. Number 5. Inflexible. My mother was so inflexible that she never once bent the rule and let me stay out past curfew. Number 6. Forceful. The candidate's forceful speech in favor of reduced military spending made a powerful impression on me. Number 7. Semi-private. Uncle Ken was in a semi-private room in the hospital. The other man in the room had also suffered a heart attack. Number 8. Finalists. There were only 2 finalists in the late session of the talent contest, and both were country singers. Number 9. Humanitarian. Bishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa received the Nobel Peace Prize for his humanitarian efforts to bring justice to his country's people. Number 10. Humiliated. In 1961, administrators of New York's Museum of Modern Arts were humiliated to learn that for weeks a painting had been displayed upside down. Sentence check 2. Using the answer line provided, complete each italicized word in the sentences below with the correct word. Apart from the box, use each word's part once. Number 222. J. Downward. E. Reflex. I looked downward and watched the doctor tap my knee to see if its reflex was normal. Number 3 to 4. Personal. H. Personal. F. Enforces. My supervisor, Mr. Kemp, is personal. He enforces the rules in a fatherly way, friendly but kindly. In addition, my co-workers are all very amiable, making for a very friendly atmosphere. Number 5 to 6. I. Semi-conscious. D. Finally. After the accident, my brother was semi-conscious for several hours. Finally, around midnight, he became fully alert and mobile enough to walk out of the hospital on his own. Number 7 to 8. B. Biography. G. Human. When the teacher asked students to write a biography, she meant the life story of a human. But Harry wrote a life story of Tarzan, his pet snake. Number 9 to 10. C. Proclamation. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation freeing the slaves, but it would be almost 100 years after his announcement before real efforts were made to integrate black people into society's mainstream. Final check. It's never too late. Here's a final opportunity for you to strengthen your knowledge of the 10 words parts. First, read the following selection carefully, then complete each italicized word in the parentheses below with a word from the box at the top of the previous page. Context clues will help you figure out which word part goes in which blank. Use each word's part once. I almost fell out of my chair last night when my father proclaimed, "I quit my job today. I'm going to college." He realized that people may think it's eccentric to start school at his age, but he's willing to appear odd because he's tired of semi-skilled work in a factory. He wants a job that requires more skill and training. Both of my paternal grandparents died when Dad was a child, so he and his brother were forced to quit school early to work. Dad finished high school at 9. Now he will venture working only part-time in order to educate himself further. He still isn't sure what his major will be, but he has always liked science. He definitely wants to take a biology course because all living things interest him. He'd like to focus his efforts in a field that benefits humanity, such as physical therapy, where he could help rehabilitate people with certain infirmities. He's also thinking about nursing. Most men of his generation think of nursing as women's work, so that interest in this field shows me he is more flexible in his thinking than I ever realized. Whatever his choice, he is looking forward to classes with great zeal. I know that when he finishes his schooling, no one will be producer, no one will be produ, produ, proud, no one will be prouder of him than I already am. And okay, and I finished the 2 chapters. And thank you, Mark.